We're really just getting our first taste of winter, with some areas seeing an inch of snow or more since Thursday afternoon. That's why 2 News Oklahoma's meteorologist Emma Landeros is out on the Rain Tech Roofing weather chaser this morning. So Emma, I know you drove in from Pryor and it was pretty treacherous.
Absolutely. It took about an hour and 30 minutes. So this is your fair warning if you're having to travel. So if you have to go to work or have to travel somewhere, give yourself extra time. A 40 commute ended up being about an hour and 30 minutes because I was traveling about 30 to 40 miles per hour average on the interstate. So as you can see, there were some spots here on 44 that weren't bad, more of a slush, but once we're approaching here over towards Catoosa, heading eastbound towards the Hard Rock, you can't see the lines. It's all white. We're seeing just a couple of snowplow trucks, but really not a lot. And I'm sure they're very spaced out. They're going to continue to hopefully continue to really make these roads much better to travel on because it is rough. Just average of speed for these cars has been about 30 miles per hour. If that has been very rough across portions of the area, especially heading on Highway 20 and even on the Turnpike. So give yourself extra time, be cautious, and if not, hang back at home. This is a really nice snow day, especially for those kiddos. I know we've got some that ended up, having a nice snow day. Corey?
Emma, thank you. And while she is out there monitoring those roads, McAlester, one of those communities feeling the biggest impact of this winter weather. 2 News Oklahoma's Brody Myers has been on the ground there tracking conditions since yesterday and throughout the overnight hours. So, Brody, how's it looking this morning?
Corey, not great. What I can tell you is the snow itself has lightened up a little bit. You could just barely see this flakes right in front of me falling, but the road's still pretty dicey. Even the drive just from our hotel over here to this live shot location, what would take 30 seconds in a usual sense probably took us 3 to 4 minutes easily. The snow easily accumulating to 6 inches or more out here in McAlester. At last check, the city had not responded to any injury collisions. I can tell you firsthand, the traffic has been pretty tame here. We have seen a few semi-trucks and some, professional vehicles go by the George and I Parkway behind us here. There are a few folks out and about, like Dylan Wright. He and I both lifelong Oklahomans, and he and I both agree it's been a long time since we've seen something like this.
Back in the 90s, man. Probably 8 years old. I ain't seen snow like this in a minute. My kids ride over on D Street right now with her friends, sliding on down the hill, having fun.
City Hall is set to reopen today at 10 a.m. That's at last check. And crews are working the city streets best they can, but hey, it's just easier for everyone just to enjoy that snow day. If you want to get out today, just be careful. We have seen some cars go here on the George and I Parkway at a pretty decent clip. I'd say probably 30 to 40 miles per hour, but they might be a little bit braver than usual. It's a lot of semi-trucks, so those guys have a lot of experience. And it's cold. It's not windy, so I'm not out here just totally shivering. It's a calm cold. You know, they say there's a dry heat. This is a calm cold. There's a lot worse that I've been through at least. But the snow, no bueno. Reporting live in McAlester, I'm Brody Myers, 2 News, Oklahoma.
Thank you, Brody. And you know what? A calm cold makes for a great snow day. The snow is actually forcing many Green Country schools to adjust their plans, like Tulsa, Jenks, Union, Sand Springs, among others. They're giving students that snow day today, but it is virtual learning for some other districts. So be sure you know what is going on at your district. We do have a complete list of closures. You can head to our website at kjrh.com. We've got everything you need to stay up to date and plan your day. And as we do continue with our winter weather coverage, we have crews all over Green Country, and that includes Broken Arrow. 2 News Oklahoma's Emma Birch live in the Rose District this morning. So, Emma, what are you seeing out that way?
Well, Corey, right before we actually went live, there was a couple snow plows coming right by us, scooping up all of the snow so drivers can get on the road. And actually, before the storm hit yesterday, I spoke with the city street manager on just how they prepared for this winter storm. Before the snow hit the city of Broken Arrow, they say they had over 10,000 gallons of brine on the roads, and then right before the snow fell Thursday, they pre-treated the roads with salt. Once the heavy snow stops, the director, Tim Wilson, says his crews will begin plowing the snow of the streets overnight like we just saw.
We're going to do our very best to get our roads clear and as soon as possible. Our goal is by Friday afternoon, Friday evening to have our roads clear.
Wilson and the city is also asking that if you see snowplows to keep your distance and as they plow and then begin on the main roads and intersections before they hit the residential roads. And if you are actually out driving today and you see a slick spot yourself, you can actually report that to the city app 311. That's where you can, or you can call dispatch and they will go and check on that and start treating the roads. Live in the Rose District of Broken Arrow, I'm Emma Birch, 2 News Oklahoma.
Emma, thank you. We're working to find out if the weather had a role in Thursday's school bus accident. The school bus with kids on board collided with a sedan. It happened just before 5 at the corner of East Admiral and South Memorial. The bus had 7 middle schoolers and high schoolers from KIPP Preparatory School on board. Thankfully, we are told no one was hurt in this collision.
By the time, when they pulled directly in front of me, I couldn't stop.
Again, Tulsa police investigating the crash and whether the road conditions and weather were factors. We still have a lot to cover this morning. We have a list of warming centers that are open for anyone who needs to get out of the cold. And here's a live look from Muskogee. After the break, we're going to check in with 2 News anchor Naomi Kitt for an update on conditions there.
And snow is coming to an end this morning, but we'll talk about how much snowfall we have seen across the area. A lot of this was occurring too while you were sleeping. So latest updates all coming to you after the break.
Your first forecast, sponsored by Burgraff Disaster Restoration.
Well, the roads covered in snow this morning as it does continue to fall in some places. 2 News anchor Naomi Kitt is live in Muskogee, where she's been since Thursday afternoon, talking with drivers about the conditions there. So what are they saying, Naomi?
Hey, Corey, good morning. Those drivers tell us if you can, stay off the road. It's the message that the city is echoing as well. We've been out here since around 3 o'clock Thursday afternoon, and while the snow has lessened, it's still coming down. I want you to take a look at the roads behind me. You can see just a few drivers out here this morning. Since we got out here around 4 a.m., I've seen ODOT come back and forth on this road at least 2 or 3 times this morning, but it is still a snowy drive. I want you to take a look here. We got a chance to stop by a local gas station overnight. This is where workers were clearing off the sidewalks, making those safer for customers. I met up with truck driver George Rodriguez. He'd been driving for about 9 years, but says driving in these conditions always presents a challenge, mainly slowing down his drive significantly just so he can make it home safely. I talked with him about some of the road conditions he's seen.
Right now they're full of snow and not that icy. They're cleaning them up pretty good right now.
And that's still the case this morning, although we have seen a lot more snow on the roads. This is one of those ODOT snow plows I told you about. It's on the Shawnee Bypass. That's one of the roads that ODOT maintains, but they are not the only agency in town keeping up with the roads. The city of Muskogee told me they have 4 spreaders, 2 brine applicator trucks, and 3 snow plows, all to treat the roads as well. Now, I did get a chance to talk with city leaders about their plans to keep all of these streets safe. I'm putting together that part of this story for you at 5:30. Reporting live in Muskogee, I'm Naomi Kitt, 2 News Oklahoma.
A lot of crews out there working tirelessly and very hard. We certainly appreciate it. Also, there are several places in Tulsa where you can go to stay warm. Many resources. The Salvation Army, the Tulsa Day Center, John 316 Mission, and Youth Services of Tulsa are all emergency shelters for cold weather. We do recommend you call before heading to those shelters. You can find a full list of warming shelters and overflow shelters in Tulsa on our website, kjrh.com. And there are also several other warming centers across Green Country as well. Over in Bartlesville, Be the Light has a warming center open until things do warm up. And then in Tahlequah, the First United Methodist Church is open at their activities building. And in McAlester, the All Saints Episcopal Church has opened their doors to anyone needing a warm place to stay. And while that snow does look awfully pretty coming on down, here's what our Brookside studio looked like yesterday afternoon. A winter wonderland, but the roads were still pretty clear then. They have since got a little bit worse. A live look from Tulsa International Airport we're about to show you, where they've been dealing with some cancellations and delays because of this storm. We did check their website for you. We did see that this morning several flights to and from Dallas have been canceled. Texas really taking the brunt of this storm as well. Make sure to call ahead or check TIA's website if you are traveling today.